decided to play around today. I'm not coming to you with any pre-planned, listed out remedy or idea. I just wanted to talk to a few people, whoever that might listen. There's so much going on today. Some people are in fear. Some people like me think, what better time could we possibly live in than one that we get to witness the good deeds of God about to happen. We have this de facto, at best, government that is telling us of wars, foreign wars, giving us rumors of wars. This is something that has been quoted out of the Bible. Fear not. Do not trust in foreign wars or rumors of wars, for my time is not near yet. This is God's word. Fear not, people. Be excited. Be ready. Defend your neighbors. Look after each other. We will get through this. Throughout time, the devil has wanted one thing: a one world order. You can see this trying to come to fruition in many different dictators throughout our history. Stalin, Mao, Hitler, Biden. Of course, we all know Biden isn't really Biden. And there's a group pulling the strings with him, but wasn't there a group pulling the strings with Hitler? Was it not the Rothschilds, or yes, the Rothschilds that actually put Hitler in place? Was it not the Rothschilds and the handlers of Hitler's that took teachings from Karl Marx? Was it not Karl Marx that wrote the Communist Manifesto? Isn't it within that group of Masons that Albert Pike and the rest of them planned the Third World War and the takeover of the United States? Albert Pike's depiction of all three world wars is pretty dead on. The final one is to be fought in Asia with a face-off with China. Sounds like what we're going down. I belong to Oregon's statewide General Assembly. It is a court, a de jure court, outside of the United States Corporation Ltd. in its dormant state, or any other form of it. They are of the people. The people come together, and only peers can judge one another. This is done through common law. Common law has always existed. It's just been through history. They are trying to dumb you down, not in a way that means your brains will be dilapidated, though they are trying to do that too, but just not let you know the information. I hate being lied to. This is why I do what I do. I catch them in lies. And then I let others people know about those lies. Our children are under attack, folks. You are under attack. You don't even know it. You just think times are hard. Oh, it might be a political thing. In reality, it's angels and demons from the start of time to present. It's angels and demons. There is no aliens. They're demons. Bible talks about demons flying around, trying to break through the filament. Ain't gonna happen. I do believe that the moon landing was faked. If you look at the garbage that they tried to say withstood atmospheric changes, hot, cold, those machines would never have made it through. Buzz Aldrin has himself admitted that it was staged. What was it, the Apollo, when everybody blew up? Must have doppelgangers because they got the same name and alive and well today. I hate being lied to. We have foreign wars that is being constructed through our news agencies, depicting bombings of hospitals. And when you go look up those hospitals and actually find them, you will see that those hospitals are in deserted areas that they were bombing. They've sent us video footage of Ukrainians fighting them evil Russians. And they're shooting up in the air with one knee on the ground, cameraman standing right beside him. And guess what? There was no crossfire, no one shooting back. Why are they shooting up in the air instead of directly across? I hate being lied to. I have a video of a live news station that was recording on all these dead bodies that were recovered from these bombings that Russia did. And these dead bodies are laying behind the cameraman or behind the news anchor. And all of a sudden, the wind gust blows up and it blows one of the body bags off of one of those dead bodies. But lo and behold, that dead body reached down and grabbed his own body bag and put it back over his head. I hate being lied to. At the beginning of this war, we have discovered that they used video game footage, of which the video game manufacturers, I believe, are suing them now for using such footage. In our schools, they are giving our children books like in grade school. It's perfectly natural or perfectly normal. This book has video assist that comes with it. In the book, one of the sentences is, touch your penis. How does it feel? Would you allow an adult to tell your child that without turning them in? The video assist that comes with this book has a maybe 8-year-old little girl that is all excited to say that after her mommy tucks her in at night, she touches her vulva. At 8 years old, I would think if an 8-year-old child is masturbating, then something horrible has been done to her. These books that they're giving our grade schoolers have got detailed, graphic pictures of penetration, sexual beings, ejaculation. It's worse. Our poor junior hires get books so racist, putting ideas in their head. One, which is Out of the Darkness, says, grab her by the cornrow, stick it in her coin purse, um, stick it in her cornhole, which we all know now that cornhole is a sexual innuendo for anal sex. That should be nowhere around my child. I had no idea what anal sex was until late into high school years. If you put these thoughts in their minds, they will act on them. If we keep our children innocent and protect them, their minds can develop into good human beings. What else are they giving our junior high children? Queer books. As they're trying to put puberty blockers into your child at 12 years old, they're also trying to force these queer books down their throat. Jonathan, what is it? Evans? Jonathan something wrote Lawn Boy. Oh, when I first heard that, I was like, Lawnmower Boy? I mean, we've all seen that. It's not terrible. That is not this book. I believe it was on page 39 that I found a 10-year-old boy saying in the book that me and Doug Global went out behind the bleachers. I touched his, and he touched mine. There was even mouths involved. Doug Global is an overaged man with a 10-year-old boy behind the bleachers. And this is the influence that they're giving your children. Not to mention, what influence are you giving your own children at home? What video games are you allowing them to play? Are these video games brainwashing your child, twisting their minds, making them emotionally unstable? The schools are. They are with this SEL program, social emotional learning. Oh, it was the Rothschilds in 1910, Martha Rothschild, that started this, started studying it. What was the end reason? What was the end result of that study? Some other books they give junior hires is The Bluest Eyes, highly racist. Some schools in junior high are separating people according to their race. Is there not a psychologist out there in every town that should understand if you promote something, it will become that something? If you promote knowledge of racism, and not that it's bad, just in books that talk about it, then you separate people according to race, where people cannot sit with their own friends. They have to sit with their own race. What would what will that do to our children's generation, our grandchildren? Mm, our sweet high schoolers, young men and women about ready to face the world. And what are they doing with them? I have been sent homework assignments out of Rainier, Oregon. I have called Hudson, Ohio, where all this started, to confirm that they are educating our children on the mindsets of serial killers. Serial killers. Are you kidding me? Hopefully, I can look something up for you really, really quick to give you an example of what these people are doing to our children. Okay, so mind you, this is Rainier, Oregon, and I believe Rainier, Oregon is also the place they accused or had a teacher accused of child sex crimes. They fired him at one location and hired him at another. This is ridiculous. We need full disclosure of anybody in our school systems that are diddling with our children. That way we can know if these schools hire them back, period. Okay, so I have one here, serial killer profile. We are profiling serial killers in the ninth grade. This is ninth grade homework. Serial killer profile questions on the Black Widow, Bill. And I can't spell it. It's Gunnes, or I cannot say it. Gunnis. So that would be Belle Gunnis. The questions that they ask are explain two facts about Belle Gunnis prior to her immigration to America. What was the first documented crime connected to Belle Gunnis? Who was Belle Gunnis? First documented victim. Why was his death particular? How did Belle's first two children die? What was the cause and possible cause of death? Who was Swanhild Guinness? What makes her unique to this case profile? What were these two possible causes of death of Peter Guinness? Who were the two known victims of Belle Gunness? How did she meet these victims? This goes on and on. Week after week, you get to ask or answer or think like a serial killer, while these high schoolers are being given the most violent, blood-shedding video games being played at home. So realistic that it normalizes murder. Then at school, they get taught how to think like a serial killer. Based on the evidence found, what did Belle do with most of her victims? What was the motivation of Belle's crimes? How did she trick her victims? Explain two facts about Jenny Olson and how she was connected to Belle. What happened to Belle's murder farm? What most likely caused this to occur? Explain three details authorities found in the remnants of the murder farm. What do authorities believe happened to Belle Guinness and why? Who was Lamphere and what information did he provide about Belle? In your opinion, do you believe, or what do you believe happened to Belle Guinness? This is where they can fantasize about if she escaped or not. Every week, they're getting a new serial killer to learn about. Questions going over and over about each serial killer. We have Ted Bundy. We have the Malala killer, Green River killer. So many of them. And these are only the homework assignments that I was sent. They also have assignments that they get given to go to libraries, of which I went and researched the books that they are being shown there. This is not good. And who is instructing these teachers? Because the teachers are trying to fight back. We have a few at orsja.org if you would like to get on there and talk to some. Um, all in all, they are demoralizing our children. They are highly sexualizing our young children. Mm. And they're turning our children in high school into serial killers. Many children have great parents, and they will defeat this brainwashing through their own instilling of morality. Unfortunately, there are some children that are neglected. Now, if I was a Satanist counselor in your child's school, I know with my knowledge of psychology, which is only a couple classes, that I could pick out a child suffering from depression, seeking a role model. I can give them everything they want and show them that my way is the right way, that they will benefit by following what I say and do. The benefits will keep coming if they do follow me, unlike their home life, where their parents have betrayed them, don't care about them. That's what's going on. I could mold that child into anything I wanted if I was a Satanist. Now, who's in control of this SEL program being implemented? That would be your governor here in Oregon. Somehow, we have voted Democrat every single time. And yeah, I understand the Democrats are the party animals and, oh, we got to have our weed. And will you sacrifice your children for your party? I have a list of Republicans and Democrats with child sex crimes under their belt. There are similarities amongst many of them, with child porn pictures scattered all over their house. I believe this is how they choose the child they want to purchase. And I believe that this is a sex ring in our political parties. I know that I have went and took a screenshot at Dun and Bradstreet, which is a government registration that shows the United States of America Corporation Ltd. Started May of 2022, and it is responsible for national security, and it is currently dormant. America is in the middle of a takeover, and half of you don't even know it. This takeover has happened numerous times before. Hitler not only took over the Soviet Union, but also Austria, Poland, Holland, places that we weren't really told about. And they did it in the same fashion. Weaken the people. Oh, Hitler was even a vegetarian, became a vegetarian to try to get the people to become a vegetarian. You have muscle loss when you do not eat meat. Of course, they want you to be vegetarians. Of course, they don't want you strong. They need you sick and weakly as they come and take over as a dictatorship, just as Satan always wanted. I have people that are on that child sex crimes from CNN. I think there was like 4 of them that came out of there with child sex crimes. What's really shocking is you see Chris Cuomo. He got arrested or got pulled out of his role at CNN around the same time his brother did too. They tried to say his brother, the governor of New York, slightly bumped a woman's boob, and so he resigns because of that. Not true. You lied, liar, being lied to. Do you know that the Democrat Party was on trial in 2021 for continuing to run the KKK? Do you know that after the Civil War, they said that they would have every black person voting Democrat for 200 years? And they manipulated the minds of the people to get them to do so. Hmm. They even twisted people's minds so much that they actually believe that they switched sides. The Republican Party stands for women's rights. This is something the Democrat Party is very much against. The Republican Party was started for protecting blacks' rights. This is something the Democrat Party is very much against. Why would they switch sides? Mm, to get the vote. So then we had the Democrat Party plant people into the Republican Party that were linked to the KKK. You can see when they switched over from Democrat to Republican, and then how they were purposely found out during elections. I hate being lied to. The KKK was started as a militia. They implanted these people into the Republican Party to try to promote this "we switch sides" myth. And then they born the name Rhino. This is how we get the word rhino. It isn't a third party affiliate. It is the Democrats planting people in the Republican Party to make them look bad. Remember, the Republican Party have always been the chumps that don't think beyond the end of their nose and fill their own pockets. Greedy. Sure, there's a few that will fight for your rights, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I don't think she realized how deep she was going to get into this. We've had Republican parties in bed with spies. Our political parties are not secure. They're lying to us, committing fraud, stealing from us, collapsing our dollar while buying up our lands and whatnot so they can control everything when the dollar fails. And just in case, they're going to disarm us. What will that mean? If the good people have no weapons to fight the very government of which we need to protect ourselves against and keep them in check, who will have the weapons? The corrupt government and the murderers, robbers, killers, smugglers, because there's no stopping them. The cartel owns the gun manufacturing companies. Those cartels will not stop giving their men that are smuggling children, drugs, and guns across the border when we become disarmed. So therefore, we will have a one-sided battle. It'll be much like cowboys and Indians, where we are the Indians with the arrows, and they will be the ones with the bullets. Better start thinking beyond the end of your nose, folks. Do you realize that now that they've gotten God out of the schools, after hour, after school, Satan clubs have came to be? Do you realize that Baphomet statues are going up in our Capitol buildings? These are all facts. These are not conspiracies. These don't fall against either line of political party. These are facts. Go look them up. We have an Ark of Baal erected in New York against the will of the people. They just put it up anyway. Who is Baal? Were you made to forget such demons like Baphomet, Baal, or the 12 demons that were called or summoned by, I think, Saul, King Saul, to be interrogated? Those demons were the zodiac signs. So when you call yourself Aries, Pisces, you are calling yourself a demon and allowing that demon in. I hate being like this. I think I'll name this video that. I don't go out half cocked. I can show you my information. I'll tell you another thing if you want to make sense of what's going on today. A great site to go to is St. Joseph's Church. Look up Pope Leo the 13th's vision. The conversation between God and the devil sort of explains what's going on and is highly accurate. It's time to mosey back to God. Find Him. Love Him as He loves you and is giving you signs, but you have to choose to see it. On hywministry.com, you'll see other lies that the pharmakia, the witchcraft that has taken over medicine, they're lies that they put out. If you know any other lies that you want me to address, I'd be happy to. If you go to the bottom of my service page, you will see many, many folk remedies, herbal remedies, and some pretty nasty rabbit holes that I would be pretty confident in saying they're trying to kill you folks. I will not go back to pharmacies, medicine, unless I am gashed open or have a broken bone. I will not ask for maintenance because that's not what they do anyway. You need to find healers. Functional healers is best. There is technology out there that also helps, like the EE system, which I just bought. But most of all, we cannot let them tear us apart. We need each other. We need to bond together. And I'll tell you what, if SHIT hits the fan, I don't care what direction your anger is pointed at the politicians, the false government, the ones that are truly at the root of all of our problems today, including the weather, fires. I believe it was all created by our government to cause chaos, fear, and to later cause control of us. Think about the 15-minute cities. Think about the passports that we're going to need to travel between them. Permission that we'll have to ask to go away or see our family. Why do you think they're trying to isolate our children and turn them against their family? Because they know that those are the people they will be in control of one day. Must teach them to comply now. Go listen to that song by Muse that they're pushing on the children in Europe called Compliance. Lie or die. Or come together now and assemble and take back what's ours. Enact Article 1 and reform a proper government of the people, for the people, with no comma after the we. I hate being lied to, y'all. Take care.